and welcome to this Elanhub conversation. Today we'll be talking with Honorable George Ariolu, the Honorable Chairman of Obio-Akpor local government area. He came into office 2021, June 17th. Sir, you're welcome to Elanhub.
Thank you, my pleasure.
We're especially honored to have you here because sometimes it's not easy to get our stewards to speak with us. So we're really, really excited that you granted us free access and you've said we should ask you anything.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. How is work?
Well, we bless God. You know how big my LJ is, the biggest and the most populated in the state.
Exactly.
God is seeing us through, we're putting it through. Yeah.
I've read a couple of your interviews and there are two things you keep mentioning. You said you came into office, two objectives, to serve God, serve humanity. Which one do you do the most, God or humanity?
If you look at it, the interrelated and interwoven, we can't really separate one from the other. Nobody sees God, but you follow his principles and then you act on your fellow man. That is what it is, the interrelated and interwoven. So what we do, as in the services we render to man, gives glory to God. And God gives us the strength to do that. So you see, they're interrelated and they're just intertwined. You can't separate them.
Exactly.
But for God being who he is and my acknowledgement of him, I separate him from what we do for humans. That's why you see it in those two dimensions. But I just one.
Awesome. What would you consider your biggest accomplishments so far? It's 15 months into service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's all encompassing. It's all encompassing when we came into office. We were ready to serve. The bottom line is service.
Yes.
We were ready to serve. And because we were ready to serve, we had a lot of issues, programs and projects, running up our sleeves before we came into office. So it wasn't a sudden thing that happened that when I said, we were jolted. We didn't know it would be like this, but we were ready for it. So when we came into office, even before we came into office, there was this kind of, we carried out this kind of, what I call comparative analysis of what was before, what is now, what we think it should be.
Okay.
We looked at areas that have not been attended to or not been given attention to. A lot of people think that the local government, the way it's set, is just an appendage of the state. You just put people there, they just come and go and all of that. But it's an arm of government. It says is a level of government on its own that is also supposed to, we're talking about democracy now, that is also supposed to dish out the dividends of democracy to
Exactly.
and also serve the people. So we came in and there was this much talk about 100 days in office, what you have achieved. I looked at it, achieve 100 days, is it too much or is it too short? I was looking at it because the mindset of people about what achievement is at this level is you putting one block on top of one. All right?
Yeah.
That is where their attention is focused towards. I now looked at it and said, no. You look at the human person, investment on the human person vis-a-vis that of the structure, putting one block on top of one. We do comparative analysis. Which one will yield a better result? Like the business people will tell you, return on investment.
Exactly.
And we said, it's an area that is lacking one. And it's an area that if you invest, the return on investment has a multiplier effect. And then there was the need to do that. Aside of that, we also noticed that in not just here, in other local governments where they have built things like markets, so much amount of money invested into that, and then you look at the level of utilization. is below. And when you compare it to the amount invested, you can end up calling it a waste. You know,
so for you,
a misdirected priority. So we came on board and was okay. Can we do something different?
Okay.
And then we took that assessment. There was something that, for me, motivated me. There was something that happened some years back when the River State University wanted to employ.
Okay.
And then, you know, they were asking for people from the state. They gave us quota. We noticed that we were short of people with PhD qualification. The LJ was short.
Wow.
Well, why should it be? You know, so it directed our focus towards that area. We now said, okay, we can give grants to enable people go into it and finish.
Okay.
That was what brought us to that angle of human capacity development at that level of education. So we set up a committee made up of 3 professors, 1 senior lecturer like a doctor, and 1 lawyer, to say, okay, these are things we think should be the terms of reference. Go and find out, but we are looking for those people that don't have the wherewithal to push themselves forward, but
Okay.
they have the head to do it. Yeah. So that was how we started. We ended up with releasing grant to 50 people to do their PhD and 50 to do their masters. We have paid them all out.
Wow.
For the PhD, we paid 700,000 to each of them.
Okay.
For the masters, we paid 500,000.
And this is to cover the 3-year program or the 1-year program?
No, it's just for
a one-time boost. Amazing. It would seem, therefore, that for you, it's less infrastructure in terms of physical infrastructure.
No, it's not less infrastructure. We're taking the two
at the same level.
The same rate. And if you look at what we're doing, you will understand what I'm saying. Outside of, in the area of human capacity development, outside of the grant that we have given, which of course we have made it a policy that our tenure is 3 years. Each year we train 50 PhD, 50 masters.
Wow.
We are going to take off with the second tranche of it now, the second, batch of it now, any moment from now. Okay.
Is that limited to people from Obalga, or there are options for non-indigenous?
People that live here.
Okay.
Yes. Check the records. The records are there. They are beneficiaries. People that, they're non-indigenous, they are also beneficiaries.
I must applaud you, therefore, because any investment into education is investment to the future.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at it that in the next 8, 10, 12 years, if these people get employed in schools and are lecturers, they must have become professors.
Any feedback loop, what are they telling you from school? Because we know that it's one thing to start a PhD program and it's another thing to actually complete it.
Yes.
Any feedback, any way of measuring that?
From the committee, yes.
Okay.
From the committee.
Fantastic.
Like I said, it's headed by Professor Edith Chukwu, a senior lecturer at River State University. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, these are some of the things that I
then
found.
We've also, along that area of human capacity development, as it stands now, we have trained 202 of our youths in vocational skill acquisition. We train them on scaffolding, forklift, excavator, and which one is the other one? And forklift operations.
Okay.
We have trained 202 of them.
Was that in response to a need in the industry?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we don't just wake up to say we are training.
Okay.
These are people that are needed in the oil and gas sector. They are machinery operators.
Okay.
And to God be the glory, some of them have come back to tell us that they've already gotten employment.
Fantastic.
And as it stands, for instance, now we don't have any of our people known to be in the maritime sector. We are training 9 of our youths at Chalke Maritime Academy.
Okay.
To be cadet seafarers. Tomorrow they will become captains of
and earn in dollars, and that's good for Obalga. Amazing.
Definitely. Look at the bandwagon effect it's going to bring that.
Okay.
Because they told us there that anybody who goes through them passes very well, you have a ready employment waiting for you in Norway, in Switzerland, and Germany. And then the least paid will earn $3,000. Like 39 of them.
Okay,
Despite
let me
the
double
fact that
check.
it's capital intensive, but we're pushing on.
Fantastic. I would like to double check some of the things that you had said in the past you were doing.
Yes.
Some of them you've completed, some are pending. I would
Yes.
like to know how far you've gone with those. So you've talked about power in the premises. I can see that there's light.
Yes.
That's confirmed.
Yes.
Renovation of the secretariat.
Yes.
That's done, 100% complete.
Yes.
Okay. You said you were going to build a 30-room office flats, and that's because most of the space here occupied by federal government agencies.
That's a gigantic building you're seeing there.
And then there's the drainage.
Yes, yes. We've done it. It's about 70% complete.
70%.
We have done the bigger drainage now that is cutting across from our fence here down to the canal. We are done with that.
Okay.
You understand? Then we noticed that after doing that, we noticed that the water that used to percolate around here, the flooding that used to take place here,
Okay.
we no longer see.
Okay.
You know, the water that comes out now has a place to flow through.
Will that also deal with the little puddle? There's a small puddle when you want to drive into the premises. There's a small water puddle there. Will
In the
this
front
drain
here?
it? No, when you're coming in from the gate.
From the gate?
Yes.
No, it's because of the construction.
Okay.
It's because of the construction. The moment we are done with the construction, then it will be properly channeled.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, so there's one more. The fish farm.
We fenced it. It's complete.
Awesome. And that's because you want to position Obio-Akpor in the agribusiness.
Yes, definitely. We are already talking with some organizations, you know, to see the possibility of going to agro-allied, you know, industry on a small scale.
Okay.
As it is, either feed production and all of that. We are talking with people because we can't carry it alone.
Okay.
But the fact is that we have secured the land, our property, and then we know that at least possession is an intent of the law, like they say. We have taken possession of it.
Okay.
And we can talk with people. We're also thinking of, you know, expanding in other areas like piggery, on animal husbandry generally, and then to plant some crops. The place is about 52 plots.
Wow.
So we can take. We are working on it. My
Awesome.
supervisor for Agric is on top of it. Is reaching out with some people.
Awesome.
The moment we firm that up, then we just get started.
Okay, so what about the waiting house, Rumelimani, the jetty?
Yes, it's on.
It was 80%
it's almost
complete?
at its completion stage.
Okay.
You know, we like when we visited there and I came back and I told them because the initial contract did not cover the embankment of the area. So we have asked him to send for variation, which has done with approved. He's on it. It's also nearing completion.
Okay, so we also heard you're giving out transformers.
Yes.
You've given out 6.
We've given out 8 now.
8.
We have 2 are standing, but they've just brought one. If you go outside, you see it. Okay. When they bring the second one, then we'll call the 2 communities to come and take to make it 10.
Okay.
We are still seeing more people.
Yes, because I wanted to ask,
yes.
What's the process? How do communities benefit, especially from the transformers? Because you know how expensive those are.
You know, we don't have any company that produces a transformer who say that we have for that Christmas or dashing out. No. As they request,
okay,
then we'll have a lot of requests.
Pending.
Yes. Okay. Then the availability of the funds too. Okay. As the funds are made available, we'll take the bit we can, we'll give. You know, it's progressive.
Okay. All right. So there's another talk in the street. 2 information I have for you. The first one is they said to applaud you. You've got style, and that's the thing with Port Harcourt people. So congratulations.
Thanks.
The second one is from women.
Okay.
They're a bit concerned. They're not quite sure what you're doing for women with small businesses. Anything in that area, or are you thinking, or are there plans on the way?
Is a cardinal point of our campaign.
Okay.
We are doing in our own little way what it is.
Okay.
But we have a larger arrangement that my supervisor for women affairs have asked her to go and work out.
Okay.
A common pool. But you see, it's easier said than done.
Exactly.
Because we are trying to work out the logistics and the framework. For people who do not understand, our people have this mindset about things that come from the side of government. It's a legis. You swallow it. They can't differentiate seed from harvest. So always a problem. The moment you give her this money now, they will think of one gele they've not bought, one uniform. I am telling you, it is worrisome. It is worrisome. Meanwhile, your mindset of giving out these stipends is for them to put into their business. For instance, somebody's business on the table might be less than 5,000, and you are giving the person 10,000. Put into that business. Instead of the person to put that money into the business, for the business to expand, and through the profit, you go and buy the gele. The person will now use the 10,000, go and buy meeting uniform and gele. And at the end of the day, it will look as if nothing has been done. So that is what has delayed us a bit. To work it out, to say, as you go from word to word, you organize yourselves into cooperatives, small cooperatives, that we can now pay that money into and allow you people to manage it the way you can. Okay. It will make a better sense than us carrying the cash to go and give to them in their meeting to say, okay, we are giving this to you. This is what you do with it. As you leave, they will share it amongst themselves to go and do something else. So we want to do something that will last the test of time and that will be beneficial to our people, considering this social circumstance I've just explained to you. Until you solve that problem, it's like putting the money into a pit. Exactly. Bottomless pit.
Yeah, we know from history.
We are working on that.
Okay.
Very soon we'll start.
And that's for women. Yes. Because Elanhub is pro-women. If I don't ask you, there'll be problem.
No, definitely. Already I work with women. Awesome. My vice chairman is a woman. I have a woman supervisor. Everything about us. And the way the governor has structured the administration at this level, women must have their place in whatever thing we are doing. Okay,
and this is only a suggestion about the women. Is there any plan for some kind of mini training for them in terms of improving their business? You've talked about, for instance, someone's got 5,000 and then give the person 10,000, how to increase, sort of show up their business strategy and things they're doing?
They are part of the package.
Okay.
But recently, we partnered with a bank to provide this POS business. And it's mainly for women. Okay. And we are capturing over 1,000 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We have invited them here. They have had an interface with the bank. I think they will meet again, go through the process of training before they will issue it to them, and they will give them little support to kickstart. That was already on ground.
Awesome.
Women.
Okay.
Basically women.
Yes. Okay, so the last one regarding feedback from on ground will be undergraduates, bursary. Is that still effective? Are you paying bursaries or it's on hold?
No, you do something that is sustainable.
Okay.
We want to do something that is sustainable. You want to ask yourself, if you want to go into the issue of bursary at the undergraduate level, I've never promised anybody, let that be made clear. I've never said any day that I was going to pay bursary to undergraduates. I never said that. I never made any such promise anywhere. But thinking about it as it was thrown to us, you are looking at, you want to do something that is sustainable. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just like somebody will tell you, you employ somebody to work, you are paying the person, and the salary cannot even take the person home. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Because if you look at it now, I've told you already how big Obio-Akpor is with its population. And you say you want to pay bursary. Bursary is not selective. If you want to pay bursary, you will pay bursary to all the undergraduates. Do you know how many thousands of them are? Can we sustain it? How much? Okay. And if you have the money and want to spread, then you say in the name of bursary, you are giving somebody 10,000 naira. Does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. At best, we channel it. We say, okay, for several of them.
Okay.
For several of them, what is paid in schools is not so much. Get through that. get to the master's degree level, the postgraduate level. That is where we think we can select people and then we'll give to them what is sustainable.
Okay.
Because it's not enough you want to. You know how many thousands of persons who have in Obio-Akpor as undergraduates and you call it bursary. And you want to pay somebody 5,000 naira in the name of bursary. You better not start it. Because the abuse that will come from it, you will regret your life. Okay. So that's why we have not thought along that line.
Okay.
But what we normally do is that if we come across any student that is indigent, okay, we know how many persons who have paid school fees for. They're uncountable. Those indigent ones, you know that genuinely they're indigent. When they come and present their problems, and then you look at it and you know, yes, this one is genuine, we'll take care of them.
Okay.
Well, not the one you want to spread it across board. Because bursary is not like scholarship or grant, where you pick people based on what your own money can carry.
Okay.
Bursary is what you pay overboard. If you're saying you're undergraduate now, both the ones from polytechnics, college of education, the university, and all that, all of them are part of it.
That's a lot.
So we cannot go into what we cannot carry, or even if we carry ones we can't sustain. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So that's why we have not ventured into that. Because we don't want the process of wanting to impress people. Then you put yourself in a tight corner.
Okay. Part of the things that Elanhub was designed to do is actually to challenge popular narratives. Yes. And I know the next set of questions, you've heard them a lot, but I'd still love for you to speak to them. Yes. The first one is the so-called Obio-Akpor boys, because whether they are happening in Lagos or Delta State, anywhere, they label them Obio-Akpor boys. And then there's the issue of Obio-Akpor is the richest, not the largest. And then finally, what are you doing in terms of innovation? How are you innovating regarding taxation? Because these are the areas where we usually have the interface with Obio-Akpor boys. Yeah?
Yes, that's a good one. We have taken our time to change that narrative.
Okay.
If you check through the media space, you'll understand that my first week in office, that was the battle I faced. I went from point to point to dislodge these so-called Obio-Akpor boys. You are aware that they were busy seizing people's vehicles, making them pay excruciating amount of money and all of that, make them go through a lot of hardship. I went to those spots personally. I didn't send anybody. We arrested people, we released the vehicles for the owners to take, which of course was there, and then people were happy about it. And the feedback we are having, because we are monitoring it on a regular basis, is that people move freely now, no harassment. We say anywhere you find out, let us know. We are not spirits. What we see people, spend their energy in doing is just sit there and criticize. You don't need to be in office to make your own contribution towards the smooth run in the development of the area. And one aspect of it is to give vital information. I didn't know such a thing was going on. Even the one at Lowe's that we now went to dislodge and dismantle. I saw a man here. I saw the man. He was almost weeping. And I said, what happened? So somebody explained to me that he said they seized this vehicle and they say you should pay so. He has priced them that. I said, where? We were heading for a function. I said, no, that was how we headed to that place and dislodged that place. Arrested some people. The same thing with this place. How will we know? People just sit back. That is one problem we have. And I plead with every media station, every media organization I go to talk. I say, help us. Help us and also help our dear society. Why is it that we always hyping things that are negative about government and people in governance? have good people. Why not also try to showcase the good things these people are doing? Because what you are doing, you enlighten, you educate, you entertain. Mm-hmm. The younger ones are learning. They read what you write. They read what you post, what you showcase. It gives them an impression. So if you continue to give them an impression that everything about politics in Nigeria is about corruption, you go and pack money, easy money and all that, you are creating a notion in the mind of the younger ones reading through that. You see what politics is? Then, let me go and do it and make fast money. That is what it is. We don't know that our actions are damaging the younger generation. But in the course of years, in the course of all these anomalies, there are the good aspect of it. When you showcase it, people will see it that despite this circumstance, this good thing can also come out from you. You are educating, especially the younger ones. So this idea of every negative thing, you see how people will hype it. Like what happened in the issue of refuse disposal here, when the way you sounded to somebody who doesn't know Port Harcourt would think that right from time is a city filled with filth. We have people with the mindset to damage people in government and governance. And to me, that is not too good. We are not helping the society we are living in. We are not.
Chairman is asking everyone balance, right? Speak of the good as well.
They are good people. Just like you talk about police now. If you talk about police, the average Nigerian will tell you there's nothing good about them. But dig deep. There are those who fight crime with all of their heart, with their life.
And die in the process.
And then some die in the process, some get maimed in the process. Why not to showcase those ones? But the picture we have is a negative one. Everything is bad. Nothing can work. Everything is evil. What is most important to me is the fact that we are training the younger generation. What are we showcasing to them? What ideas are we inputting in them? It's not only when they go to school. The social media now is the highest
socialization element. True.
And then when we keep showcasing these negative things, we are giving that picture to people. Look at the number of young boys and girls now going to Yahoo. They will tell you when you kill your girlfriend, you just take her parts, you go and get money. You live a big life. We showcase. Us people say, is playing money. People will be students. I don't know what to say so that people will not say, but that is how I feel. My heart bleeds for it. I'm a product of hard work. And I know that hard work pays. Hard work pays. For us here, we have done all that is within our reach to fight the touts. The touts are not from us. If they are from us, they will be called agents. Touts who cannot send out touts. We have accredited agents.
Okay. And
what it is. Like you said, what innovation in the area of taxation. Trying to enforce. I have a committee, a revenue committee, and I've told them, any agent you want to engage in collecting or enforcing the collection of our revenue.
Okay.
Their duty and their duty alone is to serve demand notices.
Okay.
Is to serve demand notices. If anybody does not pay within the stipulated period, without any reasonable excuses, you don't need to go and carry things from the person's store. And if you look at it now, it has reduced drastically. The complaints like you used to hear before is no longer what it is now. We'll say leave them. The moment you serve and the notice expires, come here, we'll have a revenue court.
Okay.
We'll have a revenue court. We'll serve such individual or company the requisite notices from the revenue court. Get a judgment, then enforce the judgment. Not the one you now go, you fight here, you break somebody's hand, or they break your head. We are gradually phasing that away. And if you see, since you can notice that since we came into office, that you hardly hear incidences of that anymore. Even the one they will tell you, hey, they just carried my vehicle from here and all of that. No.
2 questions in politics. The first one is, it would seem that Obalga is the highest beneficiary of Governor Wike's projects. What did you do to attract the governor's favor? That's number 1. Then number 2, 2023 elections is here. There's a lot of squabbles within the PDP. It would seem for many that Governor Wike is fighting a lone wolf kind of strategy, or he's confronting what many have described domination by the North. Is that how you see it, sir?
Well, let's start from the first one.
Okay.
The first one has to do with most of the governor's projects.
I see you're smiling.
Yes. Can you separate development from the concentration of people? Forget about the fact that he's from Obio-Akpor. Development is expanding. It's expanding. It gets from where it has stopped, and it will start from where proximity catches up with it, and it moves on. If you go to Lagos, you see the same trend. If you go to Abuja, you see the same trend. So why should this one be different? You see that in main cities now, for instance now, if you want to go to Bunabali, you want to think of how much is the rent for one self-contained. Then you think of it. Can you afford it? Because things are high. It's now, you see, people will be shifting naturally. Outside the issue of the high cost of rent, people want to go to where they will see modern houses to rent. Those houses, you can't bring them down to build new ones. People are building new model houses in outside new areas. And it moves like that. Development follows like that. And every government, the duty of government is to provide infrastructure. Infrastructure follows that dimension. So it's not an issue that this person is from here, it's not from there, he likes these people. You know, that is not the issue. It's somebody that understands economic trends on how development flows. And that's what Wike is doing. So it's not the issue of Obio-Akpor, doing more and Obio-Akpor, doing all of that. Have you taken into consideration the economic indices that attracts that kind of development to those areas? Those are the things to put into consideration. So that if somebody is coming to say this, you not tell the person, no, I think it's like this based on studies.
I think this conversation is so important.
And so the problem we have in this country is that of leadership. I'm a lawyer by profession. I was privileged to attend the MBA conference that just ended in Lagos.
Yeah.
And I listened to the lead lecture of Chimamanda. And you know, I was just taken aback. I was lost in thought. Because I was picturing what was happening politically. And the linkages people have been making about Wike and all those stuff. And I related it to the lecture she was giving to us. And I said, this is where we are missing it. We say we have problem of leadership. It's not fundamentally leadership. It's not fundamentally leadership. It's about justice. Not leadership. And justice is not the prevalence of peace or the existence of peace. No. It goes beyond it. And somebody wakes up to tell you, I'm a unifier, I want to unify Nigeria. Then look at what you're doing within a very small circle. The same Nigerians like you and I will close our eyes and then go and vote. Tomorrow you come back to cry like we did in Buhari. And somebody is standing up, taking the risk to say, no, this is injustice. Identify it as injustice first. And they say you're stubborn, you are doing calling his name. That is why we never get it right as a people in this country. And I say it. With all amount of equivocation, I say it. Wike is just a crusader of doing what is just. He's a crusader. He's a crusader. They came here, he looked at the VAT law and these people collecting VAT. We will drink beer here, they collect the VAT. You don't drink beer. Then when they share the money, they share the large chunk of it to you. And then you now come and, the federal government will not come and take it. Injustice. People are now knowledgeable. People know what is right. People know now when politicians, that they know now that politicians can't just come and tell them anything, they take you hook, line and sinker. Because they know the facts. Every day they abuse, you can look at them and laugh. I say it's only history, and I'm sure history will surely vindicate this young man. It's not all about who because I would. What is the justice in this issue?
You have 21 more months approximately in office. What do we expect?
Yeah, like I said, we didn't just wake up to be here.
Okay.
If you see what we've been doing and how we've been carrying on and all of that, they say the test of the food is in the eating. We started it, and then by God's grace, we made a promise to our people that we have come to serve. And we are aware that service is all about adding value, no matter the percentage. And that is what we are doing. Imagine in our 3 years, we train out 150 PhD holders.
Amazing.
A local government. A local government. And the 150 master's degree holders. Imagine what it is. The multiply effect that it will carry in the future. You don't need any oracles to tell you. So in our own little way, we're trying to change the narratives along that perspective. And the people will also train in the area of skill acquisition. Like I told the people that came to visit us yesterday, I said, now we want to go into the area of trucking.
Okay.
Yes, truck operations. Yeah, to teach them how to manipulate big trucks. They have work opportunity in Europe, in Canada, in America, even in Asia. Not just here alone. So we have gotten across to the resource persons, the instructors that will take us along that line, whose certification is globally recognized. So we're going to take a reasonable number of our youths. So that the moment we give you the skill is the skill that will make you employable. Be employable. You will be needed in the employment market. Your skill is needed by the various companies. I want to do all of that. Aside the issue of building structures, we will do that.
Awesome.
And at the end of the day, we'll thank God. You look at what we have put down there. That structure is a 2-story building.
Okay.
It's approximately 6 months we started. It's ready for commissioning. Then we'll have this one that we met here. We'll have to break it down because it had a structural defect. Okay. We broke it down to a point and then reinforced it, made the structural corrections, and then it's also going on, ready for commissioning too. Okay. We'll take a look at them.
Awesome.
So outside the issue, the angle of human capacity development, we are also building infrastructure.
In a sustainable way.
Yes, to balance it, so that it doesn't go down this way. Because like I said, we have seen markets that have been built with hundreds of millions. You go there, they're not even used up to 10% capacity. And then you think of if you had used that money to train out people like this, where they would have been by now. So we are doing this comparative analysis on regular basis.
We are so delighted. You've talked about your job so passionately, and I'm sure the people listened. This has been an amazing conversation on Elanhub Media with the Executive Chairman of Obio-Akpor Local Government Area, Honorable Barrister George Ariolu.